Hello everyone, welcome back to VLSI PD World. In this session, we will discuss about the overview of physical design flow. So let's get started. Physical design or PD is basically a part in the ASIC design flow. It is the process of converting the gate level netlist into a transistor level GDS2 layout which can be physically manufacturable. Thus, PD flow is also called as netlist to GDS2 flow. As we know, ASIC design includes front-end design and back-end design. So, the physical design comes under the back-end design. And the most commonly used tools presently in the industry for physical design are ICC2 from Synopsys and Innovus from Cadence. Now let's see the stages involved in the PD flow. The first step in PD flow is design input, where all the required input files for PD like netlist, SDC, logical and physical libraries, TLU+, etc. are read by the tool. Now after reading the input files, that is after design input, sanity checks are performed to make sure the correctness of the given inputs. So to avoid any mismatches and issues in further stages, we priorly perform the sanity checks and verify the inputs. The next step in PD flow is floor planning. After estimating the die size, first the IO ports are placed as per the information given by the full chip engineer. Then we have to analyze the connectivity between the IO ports to macros, then macro to macro and macro to module using the fly lines and place the macros in the core area towards the boundary. Example, suppose a macro communicating to a IO port, if placed far away from it, leads to huge timing and other violations and makes a bad floor plan. The same hierarchy macros must be placed nearby. Like here in the picture, we are seeing same hierarchy represents same color and they are placed nearer to each other. Floor plan is the most important step in PD because a well and a perfect floor plan leads to a design with higher performance and optimum area, whereas bad floor plan will create all type of violations and problems in the further stages. Thus, by following the floor plan guidelines, we manually place the macros in the core area by reserving a uniform space for standard cells placement. The other steps in floor plan includes adding halos, adding the end cap cells, adding well tap cells, adding blockages in the macro channel, etc. Floor plan also includes power planning. The main aim of power plan is to supply the required amount of power uniformly to all the cells. For this, we build a power mesh of VDD and VSS by using the top metal layers on the entire design. Care must be taken that the IR drop must be less, because if IR drop is more, the cells may not get the required supply voltage, which may lead to violations. Now the next stage in the PD flow is the placement stage. In this stage, the placement of standard cells in the core area is done by the tool. The standard cells are very tiny and in more than thousands, so it is not possible to place them manually. So the PD tool determines the location of each of the standard cell on the core area based on the placement algorithm and places them in the standard cell rows in the core area. In place opt, the tool also does optimizations in terms of timing, area, power, DRVs, etc. Now after the place opt, the next stage is clock tree synthesis, as our design contains sequential cells for storage and memory, that is flip-flops, so the clock signal is mandatory for it to operate. In our design, we will have a PLL to generate the clock, and through the clock port, the clock signal will be given to all the flops. So, the purpose of CTS is to build a clock tree so that the clock signal is provided to all the flops, and also to balance the clock with minimum skew and insertion delay. This is done by adding clock buffers and inverters in the clock path. After CTS, the CTS optimization is done, which includes meeting the timing, area, power, and other constraint requirements. After the CTS opt, the next stage in the PD flow is routing. In this stage, the tool makes signal connections for all the cells using metals and vias as per our logical connections defined in the netlist. The signal routing is done by taking care about the design rules, signal integrity, and other parameters. After the actual signal routing, the net length may increase, so it may result in timing and DRC violations. So again, optimizations are done by the tool to achieve the good quality of results in the route opt stage. After route opt, the output will be sent for sign off, which includes formal verification, physical verification, STA, IR drop analysis, power analysis, etc. There may be different teams like STA team for timing analysis, PV team for physical verification, IR and EM team for IR drop and EM analysis, etc. The tools used by them are also different. After verification and sign off, if there are any errors or issues found, the fixes or changes are made. And this stage is called ECO stage. ECO means engineering change order. ECO stage or ECO route or reroute stage, where routing is done for the ECOs. The design output is extracted in GDS2 layout form, which will be free from all type of violations and issues, and this GDS2 layout file is now ready to be sent to the foundry for fabrication, and this stage is called tape out. So this completes the overview of physical design flow. It is also called as PNR flow, that is place and route, as we can understand from the above stages. For any doubts or queries in this topic, kindly comment in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.